Okay, so Mathematica has a lot of ways to deal with probability. And what this type of probability distribution that you're setting with dice is called the discrete uniform distribution.
All right.
So what do you think that means? Probably before we move on, what do you think discrete uniform distribution means?
Well, discrete means that I think it means that it doesn't matter what you rolled in your previous roll. Everything's independent.
Okay, that's important in a probability distribution, that things don't depend on what they were before. But you're right. So that's part of it, but that's not what the name means.
I mean, uniform means everything has the same probability of happening.
That's exactly right. Uniform means everything has the same probability. So I have 1 through 6 here, just because I thought I was only listening to what you were doing. I thought you were doing it with 6-sided dice, but we can change it to 10. Discrete means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this case, rather than any number.
1 through 6.
Like you can't get a pi or a 4.7.
Yeah.
So discrete just means there's a finite number of numbers. Think of it that way. So I'm gonna have to change this instead of from 1 to 6, from 1 to 10.
All right.
So that's roll 1. Roll 2 is going to be one discrete from 1 to 10.
Yep.
And then I'm just down here when I hit return, we'll pick the numbers. So this roll was a 6, a 1, and a 10.
So that would be a 17.
That would be a 17. Now, let's say you decided to do it 10 times. I'm going to make a table, and then I'll do the histogram like you're doing.
All right.
For 10 rolls. Okay, so the way it did the histogram here is looks like we got 2 rolls that were between 0 and 10, 6 rolls between 10 and 20.
Another 2 that were between 20 and 30.
Yeah, I wish I could set this up to make it a little bit more discreet.
Maybe
but
if you did it like more times.
100 rolls. Oh, there we go. Okay. Is that looking at all like what you got?
Sort of. I mean,
I can make another one. And another one. And another one.
Well, yeah, I'm not seeing too many rolls at the edges, but yeah, it's sort of clustered toward the middle because there's more ways to add 3 numbers and make those numbers.
Okay. What do you think is going to happen if I go to 1,000 rolls?
We get like more divided up.
Right? Yeah. It still looks like this sort of bell shape.
Okay.
So.
Which I guess is to be expected.
You can't get anything over here. Like those are the 1s and 2s, and then you sort of have a little bit over here, but.
Oh goodness, I need to go lower down on the camera. Sorry about that. All right, keep talking.
So it sort of peaks around in the middle between 15 and 20, like 17. Then it sort of goes back down. It didn't seem to, I mean, does it like end at 30? I think it ends at 30.
Yeah, and it looks like these buckets are still a little bit wide. Maybe I'll go to 10,000 rolls.
Wow.
That looks about right.
How many are there? 1, 2. I'm not sure how many there are. Looks like there's.
Well, you can count between 5 and 10 and see. That'll help you. Are there 5 of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like now with 10,000 rolls, it's breaking it down to the individual numbers.
Yeah. So these 2 are a peak.
So we're still seeing like peaks around 15 or so. That one looks like it might be.
Looks like we peaked around 16 and 18.
Oh, okay.
Run again.
Should I try 100,000 rolls?
Alright. And they're sort of, the middle ones are sort of leveling out. They're all around the same right now.
Okay.
I mean,
that one looks like you got like 1 roll more.
Well, but the scale's like 6,000.
Oh.
Yeah.
So maybe.
I can even probably do 1,000,000 rolls. Let's see how long it takes that to run. Oh, not that long.
It's sort of smoothing out the curve.
And it's getting more and more uniform.
What do you mean by getting more and more uniform?
Well, it's looking more and more just like this little, it's like little bell shape. Yeah, I think that's why they call it a bell curve.
The only difference here is that you're doing it for a certain number of rolls and doing it to 2 when a number reaches like 40.
Yeah, this is slightly different. This is showing, yeah, all the rolls up to 10,000. So we would have to write some more complicated code for the first one to get to 40. That would actually be really kind of a fun experiment.
Yeah.
But I like it that you're doing it by hand.
All right.
I'm going to show you one more thing.
Okay.
Okay.